What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday Shenanigans. This is the Dynasty Pylon. I am Brian the Grizzly here with Mark. How you feeling, man?
Been a whirlwind couple of days.
It surely has. Oh, my goodness. I'm like, man, everybody's getting all these people, all these teams to spend all this money.
I swear, once the legal tampering period hit, I thought my battery on my phone was going to die. My phone was buzzing so much.
What's the point? Why not just say we're going to sign them right now?
Yeah, why not just be like, it's open? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't disagree with you. I always thought that because, like, you get the legal tampering period, but then you're like, oh, he signed for this. He signed for that. And I'm like, well, he's already basically signed.
Exactly. So the way it works is you get your legal tampering period, and then so the league year starts today, and then they collect all the data from 4 to midnight tonight. And what they'll do is they'll send out a press release basically to all the teams, all the clubs, and they tell them all the transactions that already happened. But if they have ESPN or the Sleeper app, they already know. So I don't know.
I think the only bit of drama there was the
Milton Williams.
Milton Williams, when it was like, oh, he's signing with the Panthers, and then they're like, oh, wait, scratch that. Patriots.
That's because the Patriots said, hey, remember when they said they give you that money? Here's an extra $5 million. He was like, cool. Out. I'm running. But what is the biggest surprise move you saw?
Biggest surprise.
Not Myles Garrett making $42 million.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not. I don't know if anything was like, I mean the trade that the Commanders did for Tunsil.
Yeah, man, that surprised.
I was like,
whoa. It's not just the trade. So they did the trade from another team who has a quarterback they got to pay in a couple of years. They literally, the CJ Stroud of last year got the CJ Stroud of 2 years ago's left tackle. That's nuts.
I know you're sitting there going, no, and I'm like, yes, because I have Daniels, you got Stroud.
I'm like, come on, what are we gonna do now? Good Lord. But they got 3rd round picks, so I'm thinking they're going all offensive line in this draft. It's just hoping
they got a 2nd round pick. I don't think. Oh no, it was 3rd round, and this isn't it a 2nd next year though?
I think it's a 3rd and the 4th. I thought that was the deal.
No, I'm pretty sure there was a 2nd involved somewhere.
If it was, that's even better.
Yeah. I think there was a 2nd for next year. I think this year it's a 3rd. Next year's a 2nd.
Okay, let's see this trade. I mean, you would know better than me, right? I mean,
yeah.
I'll sit here and pretend like I don't know better than you in any way, shape, or form. But let's get to the exacts. If you see it before me, let me know because the compensation. Commanders get Laremy Tunsil and a 4th round pick. The Texans get a 3rd round pick this year, a 7th round pick this year, a 2nd round pick next year, and a 4th round pick next year. You called it. And honestly, that's a good trade. Especially because we already have a quarterback. We already saw what we could do when it's decent blocking. Now, imagine he has good blocking. The problem with Laremy Tunsil is I don't know if he can count to 3 when he's supposed to like the count on 3. He always has a false start. Always. Drives me nuts. I don't know. He's so talented. He's probably one of the best.
Well, all I can say is
ever.
One, he's definitely an upgrade from Cornelius Lucas III.
100%. I was telling you that you need a new left tackle.
And secondly, he left in free agency. He signed with the Browns, maybe? I don't remember who he signed with. He signed with somebody. I didn't even realize he was a free agent.
Well, I mean, maybe they just tell him to leave. He's 6'5", 313 pounds. He is quick as a cat. He has unbelievable hands, unbelievable feet. I mean, Washington, that's a home run. If you can get to him motivated,
he might even still be like a bit of a bridge because I know we have the young guy that we drafted last year who kind of he didn't play a lot, but when he was in there, he wasn't terrible.
You signed a guy who has 4 more years on this contract for as a bridge. I think you go in right tackle then too. I think, and what you have now, you have a really strong line going forward. I'm not sure what position you need on the line to really upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I always thought, you know, you're from guard to guard, you're decent. You're pretty good. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Our biggest issue was definitely left. I mean, you would see the left tackle and you'd be like, oh, edge rusher, Daniel run for his life. Gotta go. It was always coming from that left spot. So I was excited by the move.
No, that was really good. So let's go through the rest of your moves, since you probably know.
Signed Marcus Mariota today.
I know, re-signed, so that doesn't really count.
Oh, re-signed. Yeah. Oh, I mean, technically signed. He was a free agent, technically.
Yeah, but he was a free agent from your team. So what else happened? Well, who else did you guys sign?
So we lost Jeremy Chin.
We lost Jeremy Chin. I heard that.
But we did sign Will Harris.
Yes, that's true.
We'll see, I guess. Still haven't done anything at edge rush. Still haven't done anything at corner. We brought Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz back. We brought Bates.
I mean, Jonathan Jones was not bad at nickel, you know.
Oh yeah, we got him and Kinlaw.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that was pretty interesting.
Defensive tackle. We brought Kinlaw in too.
So you got Javon Kinlaw, you got Eddie Goldman.
Oh, we did that was a today too. We got Eddie Goldman.
Yeah, so I love Eddie Goldman. I mean, he was a Bears. He's really ultra talented. Depth piece. I mean, that really works with what you got already. You can play either side. So now your backup tackles are starting tackles on other teams. That works. I mean, Dante Fowler's fine on one end. You just need something on the other end. That's why I don't understand.
Did we bring Dante Fowler back because he was a free agent?
He's still unrestricted. He's still unrestricted free agent. You're right.
Say, but if we bring him back,
I mean,
I wouldn't mind bringing Dante Fowler back as long as we put somebody else on the other side. But at this
exactly. You have the money still to do it.
Did we bring in all these defensive tackles to make a move?
Nah, I don't think you're gonna get rid of both your Pro Bowl defensive tackles.
I don't. Well, I mean, we can get Trey Hendricks. I mean, he's about the only edge rusher left.
If you're willing to give up enough picks, and you already gave up a lot of picks, and that's why I thought that took you out of Trey Hendricks.
Jerome Payne in the third.
Not anymore. You know, you saw it went up. They're talking about first and the second now.
This is the same front office that could have had all their potential free agents signed for less than $30 million each if they just done what they were supposed to do. So
it doesn't make sense. I don't know
if I'm going to take what they say seriously. Okay.
It doesn't make sense. I'm like, Chase was signed last year for $36.5 million. The year before, he was signed for $29.5 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you had signed him, if you had signed him when you could originally, it would have been like 28, 29 million. They could have had T. Higgins for like 23 million, Trey Hendrickson for like 23 million.
If you only did it when they were supposed to be done. And I don't know what the hell they're doing. So it is what it is. So I don't know. I mean, you adding Larry Tunsil and then Deebo Samuel, that really helps the team overall. You still have a lot of unrestricted free agents. You have a lot of people to sign. That's probably why you couldn't do as much as you wanted.
Yeah.
So.
No, I know that was the biggest issue coming in, was having to fill 28 roster spots.
100%. So while CJ Mosley was released, he needs to be released. He's about to be released for my team too.
I was gonna say Brian already did it on his.
I was done, man. Like, dude, you literally cost me the playoffs. 2 games, CJ Mosley's problem. Oh, he's gonna be healthy. Oh, he didn't play. What? You out of here? Get off my team. Get off my plane. Oh my God, drive me nuts. What other team you think had a really good day in free agency? Well, I'm going to tell you the answer. The answer is Minnesota Vikings. I hate them so much, and they had I think they had a really good game day
You
overall.
could say the Vikings, but at the same time, at least some of the experts that I saw were actually kind of criticizing them a bit.
I mean, what did they want them to do?
Well, they said they overpaid for Byron Murphy, but I didn't think Brian Murphy was overpaid personally.
I don't think
Brian
so
Murphy got probably what Brian Murphy deserved.
Yep.
I mean, he was an all-pro. He was Pro Bowler last year. He had the best season of his career, and he's going back to a system where he'll probably be just as good, if not better.
Exactly, and I think he was the number one guy there, right?
Agree that they kind of overpaid for Jonathan Ness.
But you need to get him, and you didn't want him to go to one of the other teams.
That was a big need for them was defensive tackles. So and even if he is declining, he still is declining from a high enough that.
And he's going to a 3-4 defense, so he's going to be a defensive end. He's going to be a 5 technique, so that's going to change everything, and that's good having someone of that caliber being able to do that. And then they grabbed Javon Hargrave to be a 3 technique in the 3-4 defense. So I think that's a really, really good signing.
I'm waiting for Denver to say they signed Kupp.
I don't know there.
I haven't really heard much about Kupp other than obviously he did get released. Today? Yesterday?
Today.
That's the
today, 3 o'clock.
They announced yesterday that he was going to become.
Yeah. But I like Will Fries and
Will Fries was a nice one for the
and Ryan Kelly.
Yep. And they got Ryan Kelly too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand like where they solidify the worst part of their offensive line, right?
I know. Sam Darnold's gotta be like, really? Now I'm gonna play in Seattle.
Did you see him?
Oh yeah, they were able to do it because they didn't sign him.
Exactly. So I think that Minnesota had a really good day, along with keeping Aaron Jones. I think. Yep. So I think all that is really good. So Anthony says Denver. What did Denver do today? Let's go. Let's look at Denver's.
I mean, I know they signed. Who did they sign? Did they sign safety?
So I know they got Evan Ingram because he was cut, and they brought him in. So it was going to go in front of Troutman, but I don't think Troutman was that bad. So, okay.
Oh, that's right. They did get the tight end.
Trent Sherfield from Minnesota. Dre Greenlaw. Oh yeah, Hufanga. They got Hufanga too.
Hufanga, yeah. See, I knew. That's like I said. I know they signed a safety, but I can't remember. And I was like, "That's right, Hufanga." But I got Greenlaw though. I didn't know they got Greenlaw.
Yep. So they got Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga.
So solidified both the safety and their middle linebacker.
And they already had one of the best, if not the best, defensive back in the entire NFL. So and Pat Surtain. So I mean, they definitely got better.
Their edge rush was pretty elite last year with Benito and Zach Allen.
Yeah. So no, I mean they got better. Not a lot on offense, but definitely on defense. They still need a running back, which is why I think they draft a running back at 20. This is why I said this. I've said it a couple times. I think they go running back at 20.
They're trying to have enough money to pay Purdy. That's basically what it comes down to.
They already have the offer out there for $50 million, and Purdy hasn't signed it yet. Is he holding out for I want to be the highest paid quarterback? Ain't no way in hell.
50?
I am not signing Purdy to $50 million. $50 million.
Cowboys being Cowboys.
Didn't they sign like a long snapper or something?
They did. And then they signed some like backup people. I saw something crazy. They haven't signed a free agent,
a top free agent
for more than $8 million in like 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
I was like,
I thought since 2014.
Was it? It might even be more. I couldn't remember exactly. I was thinking 16, but yeah, it's been a long time since they actually shelled out money for a free agent, I guess.
And watching more people, watching other people just leave, and I don't understand what the Cowboys are doing. I don't understand what the 49ers are doing. Getting rid of their entire team. Are they planning on sucking? Are they rebuilding?
Well, they had to make cap. They didn't have cap space for Purdy, so they had to do something.
You guys really believe Purdy is an elite quarterback?
I feel like
He's your team, so that's why I'm asking you.
I felt like he was on the cusp, but like going forward, I'm not 100% sure because he's not gonna, unless they kill the draft or something. I don't know.
I always felt like Purdy is good. He's a good point guard.
Is that good? Like,
I think he's a good point guard. I think he gets the ball out of his hands to everybody else.
Well, I'm just saying the weapons. Like, is Ricky Pearsall that good? Are they gonna be able to draft another one? I mean, clearly they got McCaffrey still, so if he's healthy.
But he has tendonitis. Like he's going to have, that's going to end his career soon. McCaffrey's injury is going to eventually end his career. And sad.
It's going to be interesting. Their pick is going to be very interesting.
You know,
because they have holes on defense now. They have holes on offense,
and they're getting older.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what exactly their plan is. But it's weird. I have another team that I think had a really good year. A good year. Free agency signing. I gotta go with the Bucs. I think the Buccaneers did really, really well.
Son Reddick, brought back Godwin.
Bringing back Godwin was a huge win. Huge win. And getting Hassan Reddick, I think that is a win just in itself. Those were the first two moves of free agency that was released, that was announced to everybody. Those were the two most important ones. You know, that's all they really need. So I think that those were good moves, and they kept all their other guys. You know, so I like it. I like it a lot. But I'm trying to beat around the bush because I feel like Chicago Bears did the best.
I was like, what are we going to do?
Well, I have a whole show. It was 2 hours long yesterday, so I feel like I got a lot of it out of my system. You know, but I will say Joe Tooney, Drew Dowman, and Jonah Jackson replacing the middle of the line, the whole line was huge. Smythe as a backup tight end, which is more of a blocking tight end, that works. Adding Grady Jarrett was a steal. And I don't feel bad about it at all. And Dale Odeyingbo, whatever, or is this Odeyingbo? Yeah, I don't care. But they said Dennis Allen wanted him. He specifically said, I want him. I still think we need a rush, but those are good signings. You know, and they shored up all the spots that they really needed to.
Bosa's still available, isn't he?
Bosa is going to Bills, right?
I hadn't heard anything final with Bosa. I know 2 teams had offered him something.
I believe
he's like $10 million a season, or $10 million for a 1 year for $10 million deal.
I think Nick Bosa is going to the Bills for $12 million.
I didn't hear any final. But I saw something.
Nick, the other Bosa, not Nick, the other one.
Yeah, not Nick.
Joey. Yeah, Joey's 1 year, $12.6 million contract with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I saw something and I was like, "Oh, please don't let Brian see this. I'll never hear the end of it." They were like, after the signing of Dallman and the 2 trades, they were like, "Do the Bears have a top 10 offensive line?" I was like,
oh. If your anchor is Braxton Jones, the answer is no, not yet.
Yeah, you still do need a left.
Yeah, Braxton Jones is decent. You know, he ranked 14 in all left tackles last year.
Did you move the right tackle and left tackle?
No, right is the reason Darnell Wright is
second year. Yeah, Darnell Wright.
The reason he's at right tackle is because his arms are short.
Okay.
So no, I don't think he sits in the chair very well. He stands up a little too much. So he's a right tackle, and you do need a left tackle. I'm not sure there's anyone that has the size and the measurables that I would spend a top 10 pick on at left tackle. And because I think what's his name from Missouri is going to be gone. Omeniho. What is his last name?
I think Williams, and they can have short arms together.
Exactly, that's the problem. I wouldn't need them all to have short arms. That's my overall issue with that. But I think I will almost, if I'm the Bears, I'm talking about maybe go backwards. Go get Josh Simmons. go to 16, pick up a 3rd round pick, and go get Simmons. That's probably what I'm looking at. But once again, I need a guy who's going to be a left tackle.
Bears did the best last year. Nothing to
I don't know if we did the best last year. I think you're including the draft. I think we knew we built from not the line, and that was
Alec doesn't have the link.
Yeah, so I did. I sent. Oh, Alec, I sent it through your Discord. It's on your Discord.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I don't get to highlight these as this. Yes, come on. There's 3 of them in case you.
It's right under the screenshot. Then it's on your Discord. It's right there.
He said, "Oh,
yeah." I'm going to start without having you.
Let's talk about. I can't wait for you to jump on so we can talk about your off season so far.
Well, is that a problem? Are the Eagles they lost some guys, but did they really?
No, you apologize. Good.
I don't know if they really lost anything. Really, I mean, they did, but they had guys to lose.
I feel like they lost veteran, like leadership, maybe, because now they're very young. If you think about it.
So they added Mekhi Becton, right? No, but Mekhi Becton is still unrestricted.
No, he left.
Unrestricted.
He left.
He's gone.
They lost Slay. He signed with the Steelers.
Yep.
They lost Williams. They lost Sweat.
But they had guys in all those positions to step in already. They re-signed Zach Bond.
Except for edge rusher.
I thought that they loved what's the guy? Moro Ojoro.
I mean, I know defensive tackle Williams was like not even a starter, so that's not going to hurt him too much.
And they still got Byron Young behind them. So, yeah, Nolan Smith.
Wait, they got Byron Young now?
Yeah, they have. What was it Las Vegas? Was that
the one that the Raiders drafted from Alabama?
Yeah, defensive tackle out Alabama. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, so I'm not hurting for them.
I'm not saying I'm hurting, but I'm just saying it's just find it interesting that they've lost more. I don't think they picked anybody. I haven't heard them pick up any. Oh, they traded away Gardner Johnson.
Yep, they did trade away Gardner Johnson. But they were the deepest team.
I don't know if that's going to hurt them that much either. So,
well, AJ Dillon, because they signed AJ Dillon, that's what it is. But AJ Dillon and Barkley be the 1-2 punch like David Montgomery and Gibbs.
No, because Barkley's going to get the ball.
Exactly, he's going to get
all by a lot.
Gibbs
and Montgomery actually share the ball. Barkley is not going to share the ball.
He's like, go sit down.
And if they get to the goal line, they're not going to use Dillon either because they're going to do the tush push. If it doesn't get,
or give it to Barkley,
or if it doesn't get banned, I guess. But there is some talk about maybe who knows.
Yeah. So they really haven't done much anything.
No.
Is that a problem? Is there another team that hasn't really done anything that you really think that should have done something? I was going to say the Baltimore Ravens before they brought the
D-Hop.
D-Hop, the oldest dude. I'm like, they're bringing all the real still talented old guys, collecting them like Infinity Stones.
I mean, up until the first day when everything went off, you didn't hear them at all. But then the second day, they got a couple people. I was gonna say the Giants.
Giants, yeah, that's a good one.
Considering how bad they were, you'd think they'd be trying to do some turnover, bring some new people in, but they didn't really get anybody.
What's crazy about the Giants is that I heard they were going to trade for the number one draft pick, but now they're not.
Yeah.
Now they're not, and I was like, so they started doing their due diligence and. Maybe don't think Cam Ward is that much different than Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing I saw about the Giants was someone posted. This was before they re-signed Tommy DeVito to a 1-year
Because he's the
deal.
only quarterback now that's on the roster.
But they said someone came out and said, as of right now, the Giants have nobody in their QB room. And then someone goes on there and goes, "Man, this is the best QB room they've had in years." I was like, "Oh, damn."
Says Eli Manning, huh? That was the last time. Wow, that's terrible.
Oh, that is awful.
Oh, okay.
I
So
mean,
Anthony says the
Cowboys
Titans
in that
won.
list too, though, because like we said, who have they gotten?
Titans won at 4 number 1 picks for the number 1 for a swap. They're going from what 3 to 1.
You hear this? That's insane.
That's stupid.
Hey,
like what?
Almost nobody in this draft that's worth 4 first-round picks.
If you and I flopped, like from we went 1 and 2 for Caleb Williams, if we did that, what did I say? What? Maybe one more first rounder next year, maybe. That's it. Like it wasn't going to be this huge and that's a good QB.
Yeah, that was for Caleb Williams.
So what do you think is going to happen? Oh, for Cam Ward. Why would I give you 4? That's stupid. I will laugh to his face.
Yeah, they're asking for 4 number 1 picks. Shador Sanders looking awfully good.
Yeah, I'll take Shador.
Or do the Giants be the Giants? And
well, isn't Russell Wilson visiting tomorrow?
Is he? I heard Russ makes the most sense to the Giants.
I believe he's visiting New York tomorrow. He's visiting somewhere else too.
Isn't there 2 teams still?
Is it Cleveland? It might be Cleveland. Yeah.
Who are Aaron Rodgers? Like they said, the Vikings are still in there, but there were 2 teams.
There's Vikings and the Giants.
No, I heard there were Giants and somebody else that were leading the way for Rodgers, but I can't think who the other team.
I thought it was the Steelers.
Oh, it is Steelers.
Steelers, yeah.
Steelers and Giants.
Steelers and Giants, yeah.
Because the Steelers don't have a quarterback on their roster either.
Just let everyone go. Like, really? Hey, honestly, I gotta say, I think Justin Fields going to the Jets was a smart move for the Jets. Smart move for Justin Fields.
I don't disagree.
I think him getting the best receiver is Garrett Wilson, right? But Garrett Wilson was Justin Fields' roommate in college at Ohio State.
Yeah, I forgot about that until after he signed and they were bringing that up. I was like, oh shit, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, they're there. So the number 1 receiver already knows him and knows how he throws the ball and all that stuff. And they still have a running back. They still have talent all over the place. And you have a new coach who's going to hopefully, kind of bring life back into that defense that has a lot of talent still there. I think that's a really good job. I think that the Jets might win 8 or 9 games next year. And I think that's saying something. That's front office to be able to do that. I think that's amazing. We got Alec in the building. What's up?
Speaking of the Steelers, though.
What is up, everybody? It's your favorite Eagles fan, defending champion now, Eagles fan right here. How we doing, everybody? Woo!
Hey, well, officially it's a new year, so guess what? Bye. We don't care anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. It's 2025.
So the funny thing I saw about the Steelers, which was up there with the Giants one, was I got Pickens and they bring in DK just so Arthur Smith can game plan for Darnell Washington.
Dude,
I don't think DK knows he's getting into with Arthur Smith.
Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers being there and Arthur Smith telling him to run the ball? No, not hand the ball off.
Asking him to run the ball.
Just to run the ball.
He's a good coordinator. He's just a terrible head coach.
He's a good coordinator with a mobile quarterback. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you just keep Justin Fields? Why would you offer him a 2-year, $20 million contract when Daniel Jones is getting $14 million? Like, that's just.
And then he says Carter's the number 1 pick as the Titans keep it.
Crazy.
Well, they don't have QB either.
Cowboys fan, you get annoying. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony. 55-23. What was that? Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe when you win something, then you can talk. Until then, enjoy poverty, my friend. With the
Well, and you just and bye. I guess that was.
You gotta remember, I'm a Commanders fan too. Oh,
No, I know. Not you, Mark. You're cool.
No,
Anthony,
I'm just kidding.
He always needs the first round pick of any mock draft just to do good, So
we'll be checking out. We'll be checking that out soon. We'll start doing mock drafts and we'll check out how it works.
Mock drafts are fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun, especially when we start to break down these positions. When we talk about this draft, because there's a lot of this draft is full of starters. Stars, I don't think so. Starters, definitely. You want to fill out your roster. If you're Mark and you have 55 positions open, this is the draft for you. This is it. You got your chance.
Especially if you need trench people, defense tackles.
If you're Alec and you've lost some players during this free agency, and you need to replace them. Yep. It's draft time.
Sure is. Yeah, no. I'm happy we finally signed somebody in free agency. We were the only team that has not signed anyone to free agency till now. I'm not doing your mock. That's okay, Anthony. That's okay. You'll come around.
I love Anthony.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. But no, the Eagles finally signed somebody in free agency. I was surprised, and I was like, at first I was like, maybe it's a decent sign, and then I was like, if this was like a few years ago, I would say this is an amazing signing because this guy is a solid number 2. But now I only see this being a decent move if he gets any sort of carries. Like
that's exactly what me and Mark just said. The problem with AJ Dillon is that he's not going to get any carries.
He won't.
Saquon is going to just run up to the left, to the right, up the middle, all of it.
Because he asked if
what's up?
AJ Dillon and Barkley would be like a 1-2 punch like Montgomery and Gibbs.
No.
We were like, no, because
Dillon's
not going to be on the
field. Dillon's not. If this was like a few years back when he was so consistent at being a number 2 guy, then yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only thing I can say that's exciting is that the Eagles running back room literally has a guy who can squat 700 pounds at running back and another running back who can squat 675. So we got them 6 guys.
And then a quarterback that can squat another 550.
So.
So was he injured the last 3 years?
Yeah. He's been injured the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Last 2 years.
Yeah. I would rather us get someone in the draft, but maybe it's one of those kind of depth moves where it's like, okay, we don't need to now focus on getting a running back in the draft early. We can now focus on by early, I mean third round, fourth round.
You don't need to get a running back at all.
Well, here's the thing: if Barkley hopefully gets hurt, then who's his number 2? That's why we need.
You have holes. I'm looking. You guys have holes. You have holes that you really need to actually fill up.
Well, of course, that would be like I told you. I think it was yesterday. D-line, DB for sure. Those 2 things can be filled up. I'm glad that we got Bond.
What do you think about? Where are you going to right guard?
What about right? Did we not just trade away Gardner Johnson for a guard? Did we not just do that?
Yeah, but not. He's a left guard and he's never played right guard. And he was not. Kenyon Green is not that good. I thought there's a depth piece. I think you have to draft a right guard because if you have a problem at any position, now we have issues. I mean, you really can't afford to have any problems, especially in the middle of your line.
Oh, I think the Eagles line will be fine. And then again, they can always build in the draft, but I think they need to focus.
That's what I think. You have to go. You have to go.
Well, yeah, at this point, you're not finding anything in free agency.
Well, that's fine. I'm more so focused on, again, defense, because I know we lost some guys, and I know you're saying, oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. But
hey, we got our edge rusher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, again, to me, last year's stats are now last year's stats. It's in the book. We're in a new year now. The way I look at it is it's very hard for a team that was ranked number 1 last year to suddenly be so killer the following year without some sort of step backs at some point in time. People start figuring out the Eagles defense a little bit better. I know Vic Fangio is still tremendous, best defense coordinator.
Vic was a Bears coordinator for a long time, and he had no missteps. No missteps for you.
Of course. It just, for me, I'm not expecting to be number 1 again. I'm expecting him to be somewhere in the top 5, top 4. I'm being more realistic. I'm tempering expectations because I've seen the NFL long enough to know a team doesn't just magically just be the same as it was last year. It's very hard to do so, especially when free agency is a
very
thing.
modest of you to know. Oh, we won't be 1, but we'll be 4.
I don't know. I honestly, I think I literally think if you do not finish your get your edge rush together, that was huge. It's the only reason when you won the Super Bowl was that they had whole edge rush thing. So if you lose that, we have a problem.
Yeah, but I feel like their edge rush was created because of their defensive tackles. I'd say that they will be able to do the same thing, but
Milton Williams
they always get
actually he did 40% of all their edge rushing. I mean, of all their defensive tackle rushing. So like he is still 40%, even though he didn't start, he was 40% of the actual rushes, like of the pressures. I'm sorry, I keep saying rushes, pressures. So losing him, not having Sweat, not replacing him yet, there's some issues there. There is, and then DB, they really need to get someone DB. They have some spots that they really need to look for and adjust.
DB is that big of an issue.
I think your cornerback, their right cornerback. I don't think Kenyon Mitchell is the only one you can have over there. Cooper DeJean is awesome.
The corner.
That's what I was saying.
Kelly Ringo is not the answer. If he's the answer, I don't know if you know the question.
Hey man,
isn't he the other?
Vic Fangio is a defense coordinator that can make anybody look really good. Now I do agree with you. I don't really think.
Did you say Kelly? You were talking about how great he's going to be, and now he's not the answer.
He's not. I've seen it. I love Sidney Brown.
What happens, we'll see what happens in the draft. When it comes to my defending Super Bowl champion Birds. We'll see. You
just said you have some spots you have to kind of figure out.
What I like to say is these coaches are with these players every day in practice. If they feel comfortable enough to let people go because they feel like they have what's there. I mean, I'm not saying he's the answer, but
I think it seems like someone is enjoying the fact that he's closing the gap. That's what I think is really going on. I think the Commanders are closing the gap with the Eagles, and
I think we closed it a little bit. I would say we definitely closed it more than the Eagles got away, but I still think
they're still better.
Their offensive line, even having the right guard issues, is still better. I still think their defensive line, better. The secondary is definitely better.
Yeah, you guys.
Even losing, Slay, Gardner Johnson, their secondary is still better.
Yeah,
and you're over here talking about him in edge rush. We still haven't done anything at edge rush either. So.
You have nothing there too. Yeah, so I mean,
That's not true. We did just sign Dietrich Wise to a 1-year $5 million deal.
Damn, big spender, Super Bowl bound, baby. Let's go.
We have somebody on the roster, okay?
On the roster. I was like, because you didn't have anyone on the roster.
No, we didn't. We didn't. all our edge rushers were signed to 1-year deals, and they let them all go. So,
yeah,
which is funny because you actually have money.
We do.
I don't know.
But that's because they don't have an aggressive GM. That's what I was saying. I think to you guys like a few episodes back. That the Commanders really want to compete, they need their GM to be aggressive. If they're not being aggressive, then they're just going to continue to just
Is it him not being aggressive, or is it really there just wasn't a lot that you really want to throw a lot of money at in this free agency?
I mean,
I think that's a big answer. That's why the Bears end up trading those trades.
That's what I'm saying. Most of my moves this offseason that are going to be impact moves were trades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I just feel like free agency there wasn't a lot of high caliber talent in free agency.
I would say there was
wanting to just spend a lot of money.
There was Williams. I mean, as far as D line goes, there was Sweat and Williams. Obviously, Eagles weren't going to re-sign.
No, but
ESPN teased me with this thing like on Monday morning where they're like, "Oh, the Commanders could be all in on Milton Williams and Josh Sweat."
Yeah,
we were talking about that.
Yeah,
and then we didn't get either one of them. So.
But you did get somebody. So let's not pretend like Javon Kinlaw is not a good update. Like that works.
Oh no, I like Kinlaw.
Mm-hmm. So let's not. Eddie Goldman's good. Is good at.
I like Eddie Goldman too. I thought I was like,
you already had Johnny Newton. So like you're good at defensive tackle. You're too deep on defensive tackle. So that works a lot.
But I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing edge rush. at this point. I'm like, draft, I guess.
You gotta go draft, I guess. I don't know. You don't know. Make one in the lab, I guess.
Available? Like he's in the same boat. He's 32. I'm 29. Like who's like edge wise? Who's gonna be available at 29?
So you have the edge rusher is actually pretty deep. I think
I've seen some crazy mocks where like the kid from Tennessee is available. Like, there's just no way Pierce is going to be available that late.
Pierce didn't have great numbers.
Well,
but I thought his combine was really good.
Justin Mike Williams is going to be signing with the Chargers.
Mike Williams is?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
The receiver? You bring Mike Williams back?
Yeah. Who's going to get Cooper Kupp? Who actually needs an aged wide receiver who plays good in the slot, and that's it?
Yeah, he wants to pay him that much money.
I was going to say, it depends. I guess it depends on how much he wants.
I see Seattle.
Well, Seattle.
So they go from one old guy to another old guy.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, he's a little bit taller. He's actually better hands right now. I think Cooper Kupp was a higher level of receiver than Tyler Lockett, so I wouldn't mind that.
No, you're right. You're right about that. And then they moved JSN to outside, probably the X. Actually, yeah,
he has to be that. He's going to have to be the Z.
Yeah, Metcalf got Trey.
Spartan Jump.
Hey, what's up, Spartan Jump? Appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah.
Nice emblem, bro. I like it. Thanks, man, for coming.
Say Mike Williams to the Chargers, yes, definitely. And then we got I said Denver or Chiefs. Denver's interesting for Cooper Kupp. Do they need it?
Well, they just got Ingram, so they already got another weapon for him to play with.
Sutton also did a really good job last year, and they got two young guys that are really, really good.
They don't need it. I want my shares of Mims to just skyrocket. All right, I'm tired of them misusing my boy. That guy is such a freak athlete. His speed is crazy.
Yeah, get the ball to him, and you know, Bo Nix is going to be very risk averse. I wonder about the Chiefs when Anthony's saying Chiefs.
I mean,
for the right price, I could see it.
I mean, they don't really got anybody else right now outside of Price and well, they got Worthy now
and Hollywood Brown already.
They brought Hollywood Brown back.
You know, so they have basically the
Xavier Worthy's out here strangling family members. So.
Exactly.
Hey, did you see what happened?
Over again.
Oh, suddenly no charges because
no. You gotta see the video.
Oh, is there an actual video?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Xavier Worthy was out there being abused. We didn't know the whole story. This Xavier Worthy thing was interesting. I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh, so it was more like self-defense then?
Yeah, and that's what happened, and that's why there's no charges.
So that's why the charges were dropped. Then.
Yeah, they realized what was going on, and he had documentation. Mm-hmm. He was out there getting like abused.
Like that's
it was his ex-fiance.
Oh,
it was his ex-fiance.
Crazy.
All I saw was a family member, so I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So she filed a temporary restraining order, but it was her the entire time. Like it's videos of it. It's crazy. I was like, oh, okay, we out here, you know, yelling at him, and it probably wasn't what we thought.
Well, you know what they say.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be innocent until
say they're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. You know. Yeah.
They did what? Oh, that doesn't shock me.
He did it.
That's not right. Yeah. He strangled a woman. Get him. Oh wait, what? Oh
yeah. Oh, she's been in the hospital multiple times. He's been in the hospital multiple times over the things she's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of stories out there. If you really start looking at it, it's troubling.
I thought we were going to get another Ray Rice moment where no one would just stop talking about it, and they'd make jokes like, "Oh, Ray Rice would be a great punter," and all this other stuff.
Yeah. No.
Anyways.
Yeah, the investigation has turned up a lot of things up there, so check it out for yourself. I don't want to cover what's going on in his life, but that's it's a lot of stuff out there.
Speaking of the Chiefs,
not gonna be a court thing.
Speaking of the Chiefs, though, guys, what are they gonna do about their cap situation? Because aren't they still in cap hell technically? Them, the Dolphins.
They restructured Mahomes' contract,
which they could continue to do.
and I think they freed up like 20 or 30 million.
Yeah,
oh nice.
They're going to continue to do that, and I'm glad they're in cap hell because I benefited from it. Thank you for giving me Joe Tooney. You had a terrible line, and then you give me your best one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the Cowboys did all this restructuring on all their people to free up like
just
60 million
nothing
and did nothing. Are they planning to just give that all to Parsons?
I guess Michael Parsons.
There's 60 million, Parsons.
You give him $42.5 million a year. That's.
Oh, I'm sure Parsons is licking his chops after
You saw his
signed that contract.
His tweet. He was like, "Oh my goodness, wow!" Because you know you want to pay him.
This is crazy though, because it's like at this rate, you're only going to be able to afford a QB, a receiver, and an edge rusher, and then you're like, "Hope you draft well."
And then us three. That's what we're going to add us three.
Us three to fill out the roster because we'll be cheap.
Yeah, so the Chiefs restructured Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones.
Oh yeah, Chris Jones was restructured,
creating $50 million in cap space.
Mm-hmm.
So they can make some moves.
Yep, you're right. It was Chris Jones too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did some things.
So they're now $10 million under the cap, basically.
Yeah. By the way, just real quick, I know this is totally just random. I just sent y'all a quick little clip that you guys can watch either on the show or you can watch in your own time. But it's pretty much about the poor 49ers and all the suffering.
I love that guy.
They're going through.
I love it. He's literally my favorite thing. Like,
I love his videos.
You know, definitely towards the end if you want.
I love his QB room ones.
Yeah. Those are my favorite. In fact, on the Discord server, which if you're not in, come on in, say hi. I love to like post his videos in there all the time. He's so great.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Oh yes.
So you weren't here, Alec. What do you think about Justin Fields signing with the Jets?
Okay. I have very opinion about this. I think this is terrible by the Steelers to have let this happen. But it's great for the Jets. It's great for the Jets, but it sucks for everybody else because they know that the Jets love to ruin QBs and everything. But it's great for the Jets. They will finally have a quarterback who can run around, move around while he's under pressure constantly. They still have Garrett Wilson, and they have Conklin, right? So a tight end. And then this will end up, I think, being a good thing for Breece Hall, actually. Because if, having a mobile quarterback, typically a very dominant runner will benefit from them because they'll do a lot of RPOs. You won't know who's going to get the ball. Is it going to be Breece Hall? Is it going to be Justin Fields? If I were them, a lot of RPOs, and the Jets offense could look decent enough to win them some ball games. So it's great for them. Terrible for the Steelers. They messed up hard.
I really agree with almost everything you just said. Mostly because, as I said, Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields were college teammates. Like they shared rooms and like they roomed together in all away games and all this good stuff. So like they know each other. So his number one receiver won't complain about Justin Fields because he knows what's going on with Justin Fields. He caught the ball from him from all 4 years of college. Right? He knows what's going on, right? He knows exactly what's going to happen. Justin Fields doesn't need a great line. He just needs a decent line so he can step up every once in a while. And I agree that, because he runs the ball so well, he's going to have the Saquon Barkley effect. When you have a great quarterback that's running to one side, you can't keep an eye on both running backs. I think if you're owners, you're looking at them like, yeah, this is going to be a really good offensive year. Mm-hmm. And then Aaron Glenn revamping this, not even revamping, just re-encouraging this offense. This defense is going to be great. I'm telling you, I said this last year for the Commanders. I'm saying for the Jets, they won 9 or 10 games this year.
Let me ask you something. Did they have to tweak his Madden rating a little bit for Woody Johnson to agree?
Probably. He was out there.
He asked his son for guidance.
I don't want Jerry Jeudy. His Madden rating's not high enough.
Trash.
Justin Fields will have a better season than Geno Smith. I think so too. And if the Jets do what I think they're going to do,
let's look at the rosters. No offensive line, no running back,
no running back. Yes.
Yeah, I think Geno Smith is not going to have a better season than Justin Fields.
I think Justin Fields, if he has a really good year, don't be surprised if next offseason we're talking about the Jets signing Chris Olave.
You know what? That would be a take to definitely clip because I would actually love to see that. That would be a great signing for them.
If they got Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson back on the team with Justin Fields, I'm telling you guys, just watch out. If you could block for him, Justin has a great deep ball. And I think the Jets are going to be a good team. We're literally going to say the same thing as what I just said about the Commanders last year. The same thing I feel like we're going to be saying about the Jets next year.
You can bring in Trey Sermon too.
No, we don't need Trey Sermon.
My only worry about Olave is what if he gets another concussion? Will he just be like done for the season?
Well, that's what I said. If he's even playing, then
he could
see.
But if you're gonna go out, you want to go out with your team, with your guys, with your boys.
Of course.
Yo,
what's up?
Equinox.
Yeah, the Equinox. He a good guy. He's actually part of. Well, he was part of another podcast show, and he wanted to stop by because I told him about you guys. That I want to stop by. I want to say hello to these guys.
That's awesome.
I think the podcast was called like Degenerates or something like that, or like Dynasty Degenerates or something like that. So yeah, no, he's one.
I mean, that's what we call ourselves half the time. So.
We are.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, goodness sakes, you have a Commanders fan and an Eagles fan here. We're already just terrible, terrible.
Right.
You know, the Bears fan up here suffered enough from Green Bay. Okay, so you know,
fuck Green Bay. I said it. And I'm glad they ain't signed nobody. I hope you don't sign nothing. I hope you all trip and fall on something hard and get knocked out. With that being said, let's learn about the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. Yo, this is
I'm
great.
a Falcons fan. I need to say more.
It means you understand. Because we share the same people all the time.
Yeah, like I love this so much.
Life is nothing but pain. Nothing matters, and everyone dies. Okay, so this is why someone called in a wellness check. Are you guys okay? Do we look okay? No, not at all. I think it doesn't matter because nothing does. What happened? We lost everybody. We have nothing left. It's just Brock Purdy, a $30 million receiver with a torn ACL, and a 29-year-old running back whose legs are so messed up he's getting questionable surgeries in foreign countries. Yeah, are those surgeries even legal? Probably not. Okay, well, who'd you lose in free agency? Because it can't be that bad. Jalen Moore to the Chiefs, Aaron Banks to the Packers. A couple of linemen. That's not so bad. Javarius Ward to the Colts, Talanoa Hufanga, and Drake Greenlaw to the Broncos. Man, those horse teams are really doing a number on you. Makes sense now why the Broncos were the ones that called in the wellness check. Elijah Mitchell to the Chiefs, Josh Dobbs to the Patriots. If Elijah Mitchell ends up being good for the Chiefs, you guys are going to want to die. Already there. We also traded Debo to the Commanders, but I don't think we'll miss him that much. He was eating too many honey buns by the end anyway. Fair enough. But we also had to cut Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave, Leonard Floyd, and Kyle Juszczyk. So you're down horrendous. Okay, but let's not focus on the negative. Forget about who you lost. Who have you added in free agency? DeMarcus Robinson. Really, you guys are good. No. Life is nothing but pain.
Oh, that's awesome.
DeMarcus Robinson.
Oh boy, that is great.
No, yeah, I think out of everyone's offseason, I feel like they're like the most gutted. So many people I know are talking about the Jaguars, but look at the 49ers. Look what they've lost. What are
Here's
they
my
going to
question.
do?
Would you have rather gotten rid of or just let Purdy walk and kept the team together? Or sign Purdy to this contract with no one around him?
Well, I feel like either way, they're not going to keep everybody, if I'm being frank. I guess they're going from what Shanahan would want, which is, you see, he's been efficient for us. He's going to be our quarterback. This year's quarterback draft class is not really great. Let's just keep him, and then we'll just figure it out later, kind of thing. So I feel like that's what they're going to do. Is it the right decision? I don't know. I mean, they've lost so much. Probably not. But I guess we'll have to see.
I don't think Brock Purdy's as good as you ever thinks he is.
Or nothing. With what legs?
I think it's CMC season or nothing. They're gonna get Keenan Allen. I think is left or Diggs. I think Keenan Allen goes back to the Chargers. And honestly,
Mike Williams just signed with them.
Yeah, Mike Williams already. Yeah.
So they just bring all the receivers back.
Might as well. They didn't have anyone, but Keenan Allen also is been said that he might come back to Chicago, which I don't want. I don't want him back in Chicago, but there's talk that he'll come back to Chicago under a much smaller deal because we can afford it because we're going to extend Tooney tomorrow. Stephon Diggs, I don't know where the hell he's going to go.
Where could he go that we all know that he's going to be toxic for?
It doesn't matter if he goes to the Chiefs and he's trying to be toxic because no one will care. He'll be talking and everyone will just ignore him.
But yeah,
I'll say Dallas because I know they want another receiver. His brother's there.
His brother's there. Mm-hmm.
That would be not a bad fit for him, but you're right because how many teams actually really need a guy who, let's be real, Diggs plays exceptionally well in the slot. He is decent on the outside, but he's better in the slot than on the outside. So Dallas, who else? Giants, maybe, to be alongside Neighbors, even though they just signed Slade.
He doesn't want to go to a losing team. I don't think that's what
he's going to be toxic. He wants to do it on a winning team. Okay.
What have we learned from this whole offseason, my guys? All these guys, DK, I want to go somewhere warm. Goes to Pittsburgh. Myles Garrett, I'm not going to be a Browns. I'm going to go to a winning team. Signs a big contract with the Browns.
$42 million makes you change your tune, guys.
Max Crosby's going to the Lions. 3-year extension.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the highest paid non-quarterback for 3 days.
For 3 days, exactly. For 47 and a half hours, he was the highest paid non-quarterback.
He was celebrating. Now he's just, oh man, I'm only the second. Jeez, guys, I'm broke.
I mean, the Raiders could have had, Geno and DK if they wanted.
Yeah, they could. Yeah,
but they said
so. So what do you think?
Would be great for Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen said he either wants to play in California or he wants to play in Chicago, and that's it. So that means he's going to go to Buffalo.
Honestly, that wouldn't be bad. I don't know if he'd be great with the Chiefs though, just because they already have 3 wide receivers. 3 wide receivers, I don't know. The Chiefs are hard to gauge.
I don't even know if they need a wide receiver, honestly. The Chiefs, with Rashee Rice coming back full go, Hollywood Brown already signing. I don't think so. I don't think he gets suspended.
What happened to laying down the law? Get out.
They figure they just wait long enough and people forget.
Crazy.
Okay.
All right. So where is Trey Hendrickson going to go?
On my team, that's for sure.
Yeah, you guys can't afford nothing. And I thought Commanders would be a good place, but they spent all this money, So I don't know what they do now. They are getting to the Texans.
Who did the Chargers recently sign, or did they not sign a running back? I for some reason thought
the Chargers, Najee Harris.
Never mind. I was just saying because Chargers would be a great spot for him, but they signed Najee. Then again,
they re-signed Khalil Mack.
Well,
Trey Henderson's a edge rusher.
Sorry, I was thinking of Henderson.
Yeah, I was like, what does running back have to do?
I was thinking,
he doesn't know who we're talking about.
Oh, my bad. No, Trey Henderson, 100% the Eagles. Trade for him right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
do it.
Trey Henderson.
He's like not my team. I'm like,
you don't have enough money to give him. That's the problem.
No, I'll take him.
Also,
we'll be fine.
Also, the Bengals are asking for a first-round pick and more. So they want like a first and a fourth, a first and a third.
That's too
and
much.
Seattle said they wanted a first and a third for DK. What did they get in a second?
Trey Hendrickson has been the sack leader for the last couple of years. He has had over 70 sacks in the last 6 seasons. This guy is averaging 14 and a half sacks a season.
Does it matter?
Yes,
Sanders go? Is he going anywhere?
or Canada Football League.
Yeah, who cares about Miles Sanders?
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. If he is, he's like a second, third string guy. Oh, he's hurt too. I don't know. He might not be on
Retirement, yeah.
There you go. Retirement,
Sanders-
exactly.
Yeah,
He's so
that's
young though.
He is.
Miles Sanders
Boy.
is so young.
Yeah, he's coming off an injury.
Where's he going
But-
to the bench?
Yeah, but
For
no,
Trey, I'm going to throw in Indianapolis Colts.
it's not a bad idea. Keep it in the AFC and the Colts.
They let Dayo go, right?
Mhm.
And they have enough of a trade package to do it.
They have two young guys there. They're just going to give up on them.
Well, Dayo
no.
was there. Dayo was a
what do you
defensive-
pay? And then they have the guy they just drafted last year.
Yeah, Latu. I mean, Latu's
Latu,
good.
yeah.
Latu is, but
Yeah.
didn't you hear that he has a neck problem already again?
What?
Well, that doesn't shock me. He already had like 3 surgeries when he was in college. So.
Well, no, Hendricks. I mean,
So if they pull that trade, they lost faith in London already.
I thought about, but never mind. That would make no sense.
So-
but that'd be a stacked D line. If it
Right
was-
now, Samson Ibukam is their right defensive end. Kwity Paye's there, but Latu is actually behind Kwity Paye.
Yep. For
So
now.
Latu's not starting.
Yeah, so he's only on
now.
the left side. So on the right side right now, they don't have anyone, and they're not moving because they're better on the left side.
Well, Trey plays left.
Oh, he plays left.
Yeah, Sam Hubbard was the right.
Yeah, but he could definitely do both. I mean,
Hendricks
he's that
will go up against the
talented.
left tackle.
You only
Is that right
want
side?
him.
I can never tell. Is that the right side of the defense? They're going up against the left tackle, or are those both considered left? I never can remember.
Is it a possibility that I think they have to take less, right? There's going to have to be a point where they just say we're not going to have to ask for a first.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it'll fall in the same categories like the DK where they were like, we want a first and a third, and then the Steelers were like, here's a second.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
or they do something like it's what is it? Like a pick. Maybe with some conditions, like a contemporary pick. It depends on the Patriots. Man,
Patriots. Oh,
there we go.
another
No,
team
all
really
right.
hasn't. I mean, I know they got Williams, but what else did they really do?
Yeah, Actually, the
They got the
Patriots
money.
would be great because that D line is starting to look really, really.
They got the money.
They have
They
the
can
money,
do it.
and they have the drafts. The picks.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So no, that would be a great pick. I would actually draft him in my
Like the
I-
fourth
I'd be
pick in
really
the second
excited.
round. It's almost like a first.
Yeah, close.
I really don't know where he can go, and then who's going to pay him $35 million?
Well, that's why I'm saying. That's why I don't think they'll ever get a first. Is because not only do you have to trade for him, you then have to pay the man.
No, I think they get a first. I just don't think they get a first and. Matter of fact, to get the first, they might have to give Trey Hendricks and then a fourth to get the first.
I think that they could do like a second and a third for this year, and then they could debate maybe getting a third or a fourth for next year for him. Something like that.
So, in my mind, you think of someone like what trade was that? The Bills. Mac Jones signed 2 years for the Niners. Just signed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mac Jones. So the Niners.
Well,
hey, the
hey.
Niners wanted. They should have gotten Mac Jones.
That's what he should have did
instead
it
of
the first
Trey
time, right?
There you go. Mac Jones.
Who?
He's gonna lead
Mac
them.
Jones.
Lead them to the promised land. Purdy, never heard of her. Get her out of here. Be like the Falcons. It's a good thing Martin's not here. Be like the Falcons and sign a guy to a big contract just to,
Yes.
get a rookie to just take his
Well,
spot.
that's true. I forget Cousins could still be available.
And they're talking about the Browns trying to trade for Cousins.
Well, I heard from the beginning of like before offseason even started, they said it started off if they don't get Cam Ward, Cousins will be the quarterback in Cleveland. But I don't even know if they want Cam Ward.
Here's a real question. Where's Flacco going? Or is he still with the Colts?
Well, now Daniel Jones is now
Jones
is with the Colts, and so
Yeah,
Flacco.
so-
I hate
Flacco
him
to the
going to
Browns.
Minnesota.
I mean,
I can see Flacco going to Minnesota.
he is so good, and you know what? That would be great. Actually, that's a great take right there. He should go there simply for the idea of him training up JJ McCarthy. You know, having that veteran presence would be really good for the guy who hasn't thrown it down yet in football, like regular season wise.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets
Called Juszczyk.
Juice. Who gets Juice?
Juice.
Who uses a fullback still? I mean, he's the best. He's the best. But who uses the fullback still when you can use a tight end?
We use them to try to get a run game going. Okay?
We could use them simply for the tush push, you know?
I think he's just going to retire. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Juice, I mean, he's done it all. He's made a lot of money. I mean, he's already...
He doesn't want a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because he's with the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else uses fullbacks. I really don't. And I know football. I have no clue who still uses fullbacks.
Yeah, because most of the
Ravens
time...
still use a fullback?
Most of the time when a team uses a fullback, because that position, no one really... I hate saying today's NFL, but it's true. You don't really need a fullback. Most time, whenever they draw up a scheme like that, they usually put like a big tight end back there just to be like an extra blocker.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You have a double use for him.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe the fullback position once he retires is just done.
According to this, the Cleveland Browns, Broncos, and 49ers all use fullback.
I thought Bills did too.
I don't watch enough Bill games to know.
I think he does. Gilliam?
Oh, the Broncos do use fullback because they have that tight end back there.
They got Michael Burton. Yeah. So Michael Burton is the fullback there. But I thought the Bills used Gilliam fullback a lot.
I don't know how I don't know how much we can trust this because this just said other teams that use the fullback: the Eagles, the Washington Redskins. Yeah.
Dang.
Say no.
2017 called. It wants its Redskins back. Oh man.
Yeah, I can't look it up right now. Whatever.
That's fine.
They said, so this is about where's Michael Gallup going to go? He's coming back, you know. And he said reports say he's visiting Washington. I don't know why.
No.
There's
a lot of
GM probably is like, hey, come on in. As soon as he got released, all I heard was the Commanders' top landing spot. So I wasn't shocked. The top landing spot for anybody out of the 49ers. So.
I mean, there's a lot of people still free agents. Like, this is the second and third rounds free agency. A lot of these guys are going to have to wait after the draft. They're going to be free agents after the draft. And they'll probably get up right around May 7th. You know, I think Amari Cooper gets picked up. There's some guys that are going to get picked up as third receivers, depth pieces on the offensive line. Tevin Jenkins is still out there, right? He's really, really talented. He's just injury prone. So it need a team that wants a depth piece or someone who will take a chance on him because he's so talented, but know that he could get injured. But who's going to rush to do that? I mean, free agency technically only started today. So let's see. We'll have to see. Last question for you guys will be, who do you think did the best job in free agency?
There's several teams that did really good, but only because I have a friend who's a Raiders fan and he's just depressed with how the defense has been just skewered. I think that the Patriots did really well in the free agency market. I think that they shored up a lot of things non-offense wise. They just wanted to get the defense actually healthy. They wanted a defense that wasn't so damn injured. And so I think defensively, the Patriots did a phenomenal job. I think the Bears did really well. The first trade I was a little bit iffy on with the first guard or tackle or whoever you guys got. Just I thought he was more of a depth piece. But then everything else that you guys were doing, I thought was
Jonah Jackson's a guard. So yeah,
just really nailing it for a team that no one's really expecting too much from, to see you guys going the offseason and be aggressive and wanting to assure things so your quarterback can grow. You got you actually signed DJ Moore, I think, last year, if I remember right.
Yeah, so we re-signed him. So now I mean, he's going to be a Bear for the next 5 years.
Yeah, so to me, I think those two teams did a phenomenal job, and even the Commanders did very well. Make sure they got Bobby back. That's a no-brainer. They got Debo. As long as he's not having the honey buns, you're fine there. Yeah, no, I guess that would be my team.
Laremy Tunsil is the big thing that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Tunsil getting that left tackle makes sense.
But no, I'll say the Patriots first, and then the other teams like second and third, in my opinion.
All right, so the Patriots got Milton Williams, they got Harold Landry III, they got Robert Spillane, they got Carlton Davis, all on defense, and they got Chris Tonga. Chris Tonga is a defensive. He's a depth piece on the defensive tackle. He's drafted by the Bears about 3 years ago. So yeah, I know him.
He played for the Cardinals last year.
He did play for the Cardinals.
Who?
Yeah, he did.
Who? He's on the Cardinals? Who's this guy?
Then they got Matt Collins, Morgan Moses to sure up the right tackle, and Joshua Dobbs, who is going to be their backup QB. Even though, are they getting rid of Joe Milton III? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, that kind of made me scratch my head too. I was like, are they trading Milton? What did they do? What did they do?
So, the Patriots did do a good job. I know my Bears did a really good job. I enjoyed what the Jets did. Commanders, I do think they did a good job. I think.
I'm rescinding who I said had the worst offseason so far. I'm going Bengals because all they've done is piss all their current players off and haven't done.
That's true, and they still owe a lot of money to everybody.
Hendricks wants out. They had that franchise tag Higgins for a second year. Who are they going to franchise next year? Because can't do both.
It was like they're going to try to ask them, can we franchise Higgins again?
And then you weren't here, Alec, but we were talking about how they could have had Hendrickson for like $24 million, Jabbar for $29 million a season, Higgins for $23 million a season.
I don't know. 2 years ago. All they did was 2 years ago.
Why do they take the Cowboys playbook and just wait and see? Like, that's so stupid. No wonder so many people criticize, especially their fans, criticize their front office. They don't.
Yeah, Jermaine Pratt wants money too. Like,
they're so used to mediocrity. Now that they actually have pieces that can actually win them games, they don't know what to do.
All you have to do is spend the money early. That's all you have to do. I don't know why they just decide not to.
You know what? It's okay. Chase, rob them blind. Hendrickson, rob them blind. Okay, make them pay.
They're not going to be able to hold on to them. So they're going to be on different teams. We'll see what teams they end up with when we're coming in on Sunday, when we're doing the morning spike. And then Tuesday, I have my Panda and Grizzly show. And then next week, Wednesday, we'll be back here on Dynasty Pylon, talking about all the moves. And now we can start focusing on better things like the draft and these positions and who's who and what's what. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. But we're going to get out of here because it's time to go. I need Mark going to sleep because Mark needs to go to work. So
make that money.
With that being said, guys, thank you all for being in the chat. Anthony, that was great. The Equinox FF, well, you were great. A lot of information. I appreciate that. Of course, we had Derpy come in with the breaking news. Help really love all those things. Thank you guys for watching our show. And we will be back here on Sunday. Same time. Well, it'll be 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Yeah, that'll be a 10 a.m. on Sunday. Breaking down all the moves from this past week, and then talking about what might happen in the draft and how it might affect the draft going forward. Till then, we'll just see you guys a little later.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah. Bear down.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. game face when I step up in the place. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate.